Hi everyone, we're here at the Anaheim Project Lead the Way Summit. I'm Dave Dimmett, Senior Vice President at Project Lead the Way, and I'm excited today. I'm joined by James Dorrell, Vice President at Lockheed Martin. And James, I just wanted to hear you talk a little bit about the work that you do in Palmdale at the Skunk Works. You know, you all celebrated your 75th anniversary last year, exciting work, but maybe just talk a little bit about the work that you do at Lockheed Martin at Skunk Works.
Thanks, Dave. I'm privileged and honored to lead the tactical systems portfolio. What that means is all the hypersonic weapons, hypersonic platforms, the next generation fighter designs that we're working on, both designing, manufacturing, building, and also derivatives to our 5th generation aircraft, the F-22 and F-35. Those are all part of my portfolio. I pinch myself most days on the things I get to work on. A lot of it's unacknowledged, but it's exciting. We still try to follow the same foundation that Kelly Johnson, our founder, did 75 years ago. And it was having small, empowered teams that are co-located to accomplish a urgent national need. And that sort of mantra we don't take lightly. And we're usually working a very aggressive schedule, developing a prototype, flying, learning from it, and moving on.
So a lot of innovation at Lockheed Martin, at Skunk Works. You talk about those small teams and the history there. What are the skills you're looking for as you're putting those teams together to put them in a position where they can be successful?
I think it's a culture and a mindset, Dave. I really do. Anybody can read Kelly Johnson's 14 rules, and many other organizations have tried to imitate them. But I think what we have different is just the culture that runs and the DNA that runs throughout the Skunk Works. For example, teams come in and when they're faced with a problem, I'd say typical engineering teams, the first thing they're going to say is, here's the reasons this cannot work and we can't do it. In Skunk Works, we delete that from our vocabulary and we say, what is it going to take to accomplish that mission? Or to a technology that can withstand high temperatures and go 5 times the speed of sound. So it's more of a, what is it going to take, and not a we can't get there culture.
You know, when I read about Skunk Works and the work that you do, you know, on the website it says, you know, we thrive on solving difficult problems. Earlier you talked about solving tomorrow's problems today, so certainly a lot of innovation. The talent that you recruit into the company is essential. So can you talk a little bit about how you go and find the talent that you need to come in so you can solve those difficult problems?
Well, with all the work that Skunk Works has won in the last 18 months, we're actually reaching across the Lockheed Martin Corporation. So we're bringing in people who may have worked 5 or 10 years in another business area, but they're so excited to be in the Skunk Works. We're also doing some very focused STEM recruiting at the high school level, at the college level, and across the country. One of the things I'm personally involved in is the Palmdale Aerospace Academy, and that is a charter school right there local in the Antelope Valley, which is developing aerospace skills, not just engineering, but manufacturing skills also. So we've got to develop some homegrown talent, and we've got to recruit across the country.
When Project Lead the Way has really worked closely there in Palmdale at the Aerospace Academy, it's been exciting work seeing the students get those skills, get inspired.
Right.
You know, Lockheed Martin is a leader in the country, nationally, globally, around internships, scholarships, recruiting students. You did a signing day this last year where you were signing students to careers at Lockheed Martin, which is, you know, a model for other companies around the world. Can you talk about, you know, that internship, scholarship work that you're doing?
Yes, we have upped the ante on scholarships quite a bit. So this year in 2019, we'll award 200 students a $10,000 scholarship. Next year, that'll go up to 1,000 students. So as we ramp up, it'll be $10 million annually that we put into scholarships. But it's not about money, or not just about the money. It's about the mentorship too. So along with that scholarship, we pair those students up with a Lockheed Martin mentor. And then we also offer them an internship after their freshman year of college. So it's really a multi-pronged approach, looking for kids that are excited, have that culture, and then pairing them up with the right mentors and internships.
Yeah. You know, companies across the country and around the world are competing for talent. To be successful, you have to have talent, you have to inspire students today to think about Lockheed Martin as a possible future for them. You're a model, the Lockheed Martin internship, the mentorship that you provide is phenomenal. So, and a great partner with Project Lead the Way, and we see that happening in locations across the country. So we can't thank you enough for the partnership.
Well, it's our pleasure. The competition is fierce, right? All of our competitors are after the same talent we are, and even our customers are after that same talent. I think that Lockheed Martin has just shown that we can offer some of those opportunities at very low salary grades. The experienced people coming in with 1 or 2 years are thrust into a leadership position or a serious technology position right away, and that's something you don't always get at other companies.
Sure, it's a big commitment from Lockheed Martin and from your team. A couple questions just to wrap up. One, we think we're working with over 3 million students across the country right now, and you think about, and I know you're going to make some remarks in our general session here in just a little bit, as you think about advice for today's middle school, high school students, what are some things that you would share with them?
I'd tell them this: find your passion. Try a lot of things, but find what really moves you every day. And then find a mentor or a role model that has experience in that passion, and set some goals, not just internally, but write them down. Maybe it's to get a high school internship, or maybe it's to go to a certain college, but set those goals, and then finally, get some hands-on experience. So much can be learned from after-school programs, robotics programs, a high school internship. It's nice learning in a book, but get that hands-on experience. So I would say find your passion, find some mentors, write your goals down, and then get some hands-on experience.
Those experiences that you're talking about, whether it happens in the classroom, a Project Lead the Way classroom, after school, that's the relevance that brings learning alive, and we see that in Project Lead the Way classrooms across the country. Last question, learning is core to what we do. We're a learning organization, and obviously Lockheed Martin is a learning organization. Any books or podcasts that you might recommend for our audience?
Well, for podcast, it's absolutely Inside the Skunk Works. You can go listen to season 1 today. We did it last year, had a record number of hits and listeners. We had, I think, 9 episodes, and we have now just recorded, and we'll start releasing season 2 here in March.
Okay, great.
So it gives the listener a little inside look under the curtain of what's happened in the history of the Skunk Works, and also what makes us different, and what are we doing today. And as far as books, I go back and read Stephen Covey's The Speed of Trust about every other year.
That's great.
It is a book that stands the test of time, and without trust and collaboration, whether it's with your customers or your teams, it's absolutely essential.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to hear your remarks here in our general session. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you for the partnership. Lockheed Martin is a valued partner, and you're helping us do great work with kids all across the country. So thank you for being here.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us from the Project Lead the Way Summit here in Anaheim.